What's good, YouTube? It's your boy A.K.I.L coming back with another video, man. I know it's been a minute. It feels so good to be back on the channel. Hope all y'all been doing well. Still making music, still staying creative and everything like that. I'm really just gonna get right into it. I got this track named Starving Artist. This is an artist that I've been working with for a very long time. He's super dope. I'm gonna make sure I link it in the description. So, I'm gonna go ahead and play it with everything on it so you see how it sounds and see if this is, a tutorial you want to stick around and see what I did to. So, let's just go ahead and play it.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you rerouted. It's just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint. Manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from. Out the barrel full of hermits, I was never nervous, ayy. Yeah, we started loading, moved up higher learning, ayy.
Alright, so as you can see, it's super clean, man, super crispy. The vocal is up front, it's cutting through the mix, it sounds good. So, let's just get right into it. I'm basically gonna go ahead and disable my main vocal chain right here, which is my leads bus. And I'm gonna disable my sends as well. And I'm gonna basically show you what it sounded like before we did everything. So play it from here, and I really want to solo the vocal so you guys can really hear what that raw vocal is sounding like. So let's solo it and let's play it.
I'm a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from. Out the barrel full of hermits, I was never nervous, ayy. Yeah, we started loading, moved up higher learning, ayy.
So as you can see, it's not terrible quality. It's just not polished. It's not as smooth as it needs to be. The dynamics are kind of everywhere. The S's are poking out and things like that. So basically, we just wanted to be. We wanted to marry that beat. We wanted to be in the beat. We wanted to be cutting through where it needs to be cutting through, smooth, loud, all that, and we don't want it to be distorted or anything of that nature. So the first thing I did, which is what I do with a lot of mixes, is I go ahead and I slap that NS1 on there, and this is a noise suppressor. So basically this just gets rid of, like, say you got like a little bit of a fan running in the background or just some white noise or computer noise. It just gets rid of that little bit of noise to just isolate the vocal, especially if you're not recording in a booth or you don't got nothing like that. I definitely recommend throwing this plug-in on there if you've been having problems with little noise in the room and noise in your recordings and you can't get it out. This is definitely a go-to plugin. Very simple. It's one knob, and I just turned it up to 2.9, and that did the trick for me. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play it like that. Solo it.
I'm a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank.
So it's very subtle. There really wasn't that much noise in this recording, but this really isolates that vocal, so I could just work with it and EQ it how I need to EQ it without any, distracting noises that are going to take away from the performance. Next, I went ahead and I threw that UAd 737, man. If y'all been watching me, y'all know I love this 737. It's an emulation of the hardware. It's dope. It's the go-to plugin. It's really the go-to plugin. You can do a lot. It's a channel strip. So, you got your preamp, you got your threshold and compression right here, your little compressor section, and then that's your metering in the middle where it shows the meter, and then you got some EQ, some really good EQ right here. With this particular artist, his voice is a little bit higher in registry, so we try to just even that out. We want to really have him in the middle. We don't want his S's and everything too pronounced. We want to make sure that everything is smooth. So what I did here on the EQ is I took the treble, which is a shelf EQ, and at the 20K, I went ahead and I pulled it back a little bit, almost to 2, as you can see, and I did a little bit of compression, These are my settings on the compression right here. Kind of a fast attack, kind of a slow release. Just holding that vocal kind of good. Not a super high ratio, so it's not a whole lot of compression, but it's good compression, and it's basically gonna start to smooth that vocal out. So if we just play it on solo real quick, you can see that compressor working.
I'm a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink.
All right, so that's just starting to even it out a little bit. That's just starting to give it a little nice tone to it, a little bit of warmness. You know, this is a tube compressor. I love tube compressors because they give your vocals that warm sound, that smooth sound that a lot of people be looking for. Excuse me. And then next I use, a straight digital compressor. This is from Waves. Really good, simple compressor. RVox. It's got a gate on there. You got your gain. You got your compressor right there. I did negative 6.1 on the dB. Well, negative 6.1 on the compression, my bad, not the dB, but negative 6.1 on the compression. And if you listen to it and you look at it, you can see it working. So I kind of like to stack my compressors. Never just use one compressor, because you're going to have to push it too hard and you're going to end up getting pops and clicks and weird compression artifacts. You want your vocal to still sound natural. You just want it to be controlled, and you want to make sure that all your dynamics are that are uniform. So I want to be the same volume. If I'm screaming or if I'm coming to like almost a whisper or something, I still want to be able to hear that in the song. So whatever that artist is doing with that lead vocal, that compression is going to help you even everything out. Instead of having, just a vocal that's fluctuating all over the place, that compressor is going to even it out. So if you listen to it, and we can play it with the beat.
Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank.
All right, so you can already tell that it's starting to get a little bit more uniform. It's not really sounding wild or popping out or anything like that. Next, I did some EQ just to clean it up. I took out that low end right here. You don't need that. Anything below, I would say 80, you for sure don't need. Sometimes I cut at 100, you know what I'm saying? So I just rolled that off, didn't need that. I had to do a little dip around the 500 and I did a very wide dip, because those frequencies typically in most vocals, it gives you like mud and it gives you like a boxy type of sound. So I like to just take that out. It makes the vocal sound a little bit more natural. And then on the high end of this EQ, I just took out those extreme highs for those S's and everything, or those sharp sounds. And you don't need that in a vocal. So that's pretty much it. So when I introduce that in, this is what that sounds like.
I'm a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think.
Solo it real quick.
Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from.
So as you guys can hear, I hope you guys are listening in headphones or monitors, but you can hear he's starting to get more pronounced. The vocal's starting to get smoother than it was when it was raw. And next, I did another round of EQ and compression using the SSL. I always have my SSL on analog mode. I like to get warm vocals. In the digital age, sometimes it's very easy to get sharp, harsh, brittle vocals, and I don't like that. Nobody likes that, even subliminally. Nobody likes that. So I try to get that warm sound. I want to get a bright sound, but I also want to get a warm, smooth, kind of rounded sound on the vocals. So, when you crank them up in the car or you crank them up in the headphones, it's not hurting your ear, and it just sounds like butter. It's smooth. So what I did here was another roll off, which maybe could have been overkill, but just making sure I don't have any of those low frequencies or bass rumbles or anything like that cutting through on the filter. So I did up to 120. Just took that out, and you just don't need it. And then on my high filter, I did a slight, very, very slight boost. Like I said, with this artist, we don't like to boost his highs too much. We just want to have his vocal kind of smooth and present, but not too brittle or too bright, because those S's and everything tend to pop out a little bit more. So I did that at the 10K. Then my high mid filter, I boosted quite a little bit, 3.9 at the 4.7. And then my low mid filter, I boosted to 2, right around 1.2 right here on the kilohertz. And I did another dip where a lot of mud and boxiness is usually at. around like 315. I heard it, and then I pulled it out. I pulled out about 2.1 dB of that. Then I did a little bit of compression, 4.1 ratio. Threshold was -14. Release was 0.39. And if I'm going too fast, guys, please, by all means, feel free to go ahead and pause it and look at these settings. But like I said, and I always say in a lot of my videos, mix with your ears. Do not mix with your eyes or just settings, or take somebody's settings and be like, oh, that's the perfect compressor. This sounds good. What sounds good for you or him might not sound good for you. So you have to definitely use your ear, train your ear, learn what frequencies do to a vocal or to an instrument, and you'll become a better engineer. So basically, those are my compression settings. I didn't do anything with the gate. Like I said, I put it on analog because I just like the way that sounds with the SSL. So once we introduce these EQ moves, this is what it sounds like. I'm gonna go ahead and play it with the beat.
I'm a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from. Out the barrel full of hermits, I was never nervous.
All right, so as you guys can hear, now it's starting to get crispy. It's got that warm sound, but it's still crispy. It's getting bright because we added that presence with the EQ. So it's starting to really cut through that beat, and it's starting to feel like a song. Next, I went ahead and did some more EQ. I just wanted to cut out a little bit more of it right at the 300 because I like the way the Pultec sounds. Is a very musical sounding EQ. So I cut out, about 2 on that dip. And right after that, I put the Pultec EQP1A EQ on there. And I did a little bit of boost at the 8K, and then I did a little bit of attenuation at the 10K just to kind of put a top on it, just to make sure we're not getting that sharpness. And because once you start boosting frequencies like the 8K and the 10K, it's very easy to over boost, and it's very easy to start to get that brittle and that sharp vocal. And you want your vocal to be strong, but you want it to be natural sounding, and you don't want it to sound like it's just sharp and just all them S's popping out and stuff like that. And that's a problem that a lot of y'all be running into, is you guys feel like your vocals are just harsh. And if you don't want harsh vocals, you definitely have to be careful with what you're boosting. And I would say start off with subtractive EQ first and take out what you don't like before you just start adding onto frequencies and stuff like that. Next, I went ahead and I attenuated the 100 a little bit, as you can see, to about 2, but I also boosted it. That's a little trick I like to do because it still keeps the body of the vocal, but it takes away the muddiness and it just makes it sound clean. Excuse me. So that's pretty much all I did with the Pultec right there. And this is what that sounds like. Let's solo it and then I'll play it with the beat a little bit in.
All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. They just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from.
All right, so that thing getting clean, man. That thing is getting clean. Next, I went ahead and added another compressor, one of my favorite compressors, the PuigChild from Waves, the 670. Super, super, super simple compressor. You got your input gain, you got your threshold, you got your time constant, and you got your output gain right here. Time constant is kind of like, like a set attack and release. It's just how it's gonna make it sound, how it's gonna grab that vocal. I tend to, for hip hop vocals, like 3. That's pretty much what I go with, is 3. I just like the way that sounds. My threshold I pushed to 3.3. I believe I left the input where it was on this one. And, it's very simple. There's 4 knobs, so it's hard to mess up this compressor. And then you have your meter right here that shows what it's doing. So if we play it, we can listen to that. And this is going to make the vocals stronger, a little bit more pronounced, a little louder. But we're going to do something with the next plugin that's going to compensate for that, which is this 1176. But I'm not going to enable that first. Let me let you hear what this did before I enable that.
Should be solid. Thank you on your your way till you reroute it. It's just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from.
All right, so the vocals, they popping now. Like, they really pronounced, they loud. It sound like he right here. He's, you know, coming to the forefront of the song. And it's starting to sound like it needs to sound. You know, the energy is there, the air is there. It sounds great. So the next thing I did, though, to compensate for that volume boost that I did, instead of just, you know, I could have, you know, just messed with the output gain and turned it down a little bit, but I wanted to catch a little bit more of the transients that I was hearing, a little bit of the S's and a little bit of the sharp things to smooth it out a little bit more. And that's when that Fast Attack 1176 Bluey from UAD, well, actually Waves calls it the Bluey, but it's blue right there. This is a legendary compressor. And a lot of artists use it for rap vocals. A lot of people use it for R&B vocals. It's just a very versatile, dope compressor. And this is not tube compression. This is FET compression, so it's a little bit different. But when you use tube and FET together, it creates magic. And this is what I did. So you got your input, your output, your attack, and your release. And I went about almost to the 5 on the attack. The smaller the number, the faster it is. So semi-fast on the release, it's not holding the vocals super, super long. It's attacking them, you know, pretty good, but not OD. And then I had a 4 on the ratio right there. So let's just listen to what that sounds like.
Think you on your way till you reroute it. It's just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from.
All right, that's sounding good, but as you guys can hear if you're listening with headphones or monitors, them S's, man, them S's are still popping out a little bit because we officially didn't do any de-essing. We did EQ to try to minimize the S's a little bit and, you know, compression to try to tame them a little bit, but we want to go ahead and add that de-esser at the end of the vocal chain just to kind of seal the deal. And it's a very simple de-esser I'm using. It's from Waves. It's just called de-esser. My frequency is 5152 where I'm at, and then I just brought my threshold down pretty low at negative 29.4, so it's working pretty hard. But once we add that de-esser, this is what we get.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. It's just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from.
So that's smooth, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely smooth. That tame them S's, you still want to hear them a little bit. You just don't want them to be harsh because you don't want to kill the dynamic of the vocal. You don't want to dull the vocal. So if you de-ess too hard and you literally, it's like you're gonna put a muffle over that artist. It's like it's like a sock is over the mic if you just de-ess it too hard. So you still want it to sound natural. So, you know, you just got to use your ear to get that sweet spot. And once you find that sweet spot, that's it. Don't overthink the mix. You know, just use your ear, and what sounds good sounds good. You know, there's no rules in this as far as settings go. You just have to tweak it, revise it, tweak it again, listen to it, play it in the whip, play it over here, play it over there, play it in the headphones, and then you're gonna get your mix right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, definitely having some good monitors helps in being able to reference everything and, you know, really hear it at a flat frequency. But next, what I did was I added those synths because, you know, I processed the vocal, good EQ, good compression, and things of that sort. But also when you're mixing, you want to add space to the vocal, so reverbs, delays, and things of that sort to basically put it in a space, put it where it needs to go in the beat, kind of just embed it in that beat perfectly. And you know, marry it to that beat so it sounds like a record. Next thing I did was I went ahead and I added a doubler, And this doubler right here is from Waves. These are the settings right here. Very subtle. It just makes the vocal just ever so slightly wider. And that's it. After that, I added an H delay. It's my short delay, and it gives the vocal some nice space. These are the settings on the H delay right here. And just with those two, I'll play it and on solo, and you'll see what that's doing.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. They just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think.
So it's kind of repeating everything he says, but it's so low, like you can't hear it when I play it with the beat, but it gives it a nice little space and a nice little bounce to it. And I feel like, you know, it makes it sound better overall. And that's something that I like to do with a lot of my songs, you know, just to give that vocal a little bit more power.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. They just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think.
All right, cool. So after that, when I added those delays and that little doubler to make the vocal wider, I went ahead and added that reverb. I love Reverb, one of my go-to plugins. I use the Hall. I like this plugin because it's got everything you need to do with the reverb built in. EQ, all that, you know, the pre-delay, the time, the size, diffusion, decay, early reflections, wet and dry, and then your gain, of course. So pre-delay, I did 15.7, and pre-delay basically, that's like how long your reverb takes to affect the vocal. So it's a rap vocal, so I didn't want the reverb to flood the vocal immediately. I wanted to give his vocal a chance to shine and let that reverb kind of kick in on the back end. So I gave it a little bit of space on that pre-delay to delay that reverb just a little bit when his vocal is coming in, and this is what that sounds like. Let me solo it so you guys can really hear the verb. And it's a strong verb, but it's a good sounding verb, so it doesn't take over.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. They just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from.
All right, yeah. So we getting there, you know what I'm saying? We getting there. Next, after that reverb, man, and if you guys need those reverb settings, like I said, feel free to pause it. Next, I went ahead and I added a few delays that I use for the hook and everything like that. Hold on one second. These delays I ended up not using. They were just set up. These are actually Slate Digital plugins, as you can see. I'm not using Slate Digital right now. No shade to Slate Digital, but lately I just been on UAD and I've been on Waves, so I figured I stopped paying for the subscription. I may get them back one day, but right now I've been using UAD, man, and Waves, and I've been rocking out. All right, so next what I actually did, though, is I used a delay that was on the main vocal. And let me pull up my automation right here. This is the delay right here, and it's just basically delaying the end phrases of this hook. So let me play it.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid.
All right, so it's right here. Boom. I'm using Echo Boy Jr. and I put it on an aux 18 send track, so I can control it and automate it from this lead bus. And these are the settings on that. I love Echo Boy Jr. because you have so much control over the delay. You can EQ it a little bit. You got all these different types that sound different. You got your input, your output, your saturation, echo, your mix knob. So if you were to throw this directly on a plugin and you just want to say like one phrase or one punch in delayed or something, you could do that and just mess with the wet and dry, and you don't flood it out. And then you have your feedback, your time, note. So it's super dope. Super quick to get a great sounding delay on there. So this is what it sounds like. Let me solo it.
Keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Thank you.
All right, so, and then when I play with the beat, we get this.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. They just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a...
Oh, my bad, guys. My bad, guys. I put this bus on by accident and did not mean to put that bus on. That's why the vocals got loud like that. But this is the actual chain, and this is what we ended up getting.
Just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. It's just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from.
All right, man, that's pretty clean. That's pretty much it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, please, man, leave a like, leave a comment. To all my OG subscribers, I appreciate y'all for sticking around. Anybody that, you know, if this helps you, make sure you definitely leave a like as well. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will be answering everybody's comment. If you guys need any services from me, mixing and mastering, consultation, anything like that, everything is found at A.K.I.L.mixed.com. You can contact me on there. You know, all my mixing prices and my templates that are up, they're on there. So A.K.I.L.mixed.com. I'll make sure I link it in the description for you guys. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.
Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. It's just food for thought from a starving artist, yeah. Let me paint, manifest what I think. Drove a limit, my first M, I'm getting a tank. If this isn't love, then it's just a drink. You wanna know me and exactly where I came from. Out the barrel full of hermits, I was never nervous, ayy. Yeah, we started loading, moved up higher learning, ayy. Work for what I want and get it, I deserve it, ayy. You with me, let me know, I came too far for turning. Came too far for switching, on this road to riches. Generational wealth, I give them all the business, ayy. If I had a wish, I wish I had more wishes, ayy. I worked and worked and worked and then came to my senses like it's more to life. I'ma roll the dice, can't control me, no. You're not the most high. Sting like bumblebee, float like butterfly. Yeah, the world is yours, the blimp in the sky. Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. It's just food for thought from a starving artist. Live like there's no tomorrow, and yesterday's a memory. In the meantime, I work for this shit consistently. The clock struck midnight, the moon shine vividly. Drinking moonshine to the head like it's Listerine. Good times all in my memories. I've been working like it's 10 of me. I swear all of this is history. In the making, chiefin' like Jamaicans. I wrote 100 pages, I still felt it wasn't amazing. Believing in myself, I can't let you knock my greatness. And when I feel beat, I still try to stay on cadence. Mix colors with the whites, lately I've been getting faded. So bartender pour me up, remember they was making fun. I just keep doing me, give a shoulder shrug. I met a 10 and she recommend I open up. I'm like, how when you out here and you broke as fuck? With a dream like MLK, hands on like a trade. Swear the ones going hard, trying to find a way. I'm up all day and night, all night and day. Just working on my craft, painting pictures that'll last. Money keep piling, I just keep rocking. All I ask from you, that you be solid. Think you on your way till you reroute it. It's just food for thought from a start.